Hello, I am Sonia Nathalia. Now I would like to deliver about my presentation about English drama, which topic drama, tragic comedy and tragic comedy. I hope you enjoyed. And now let's start it. Example drama of tragic is Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is categorized a tragic drama. The two young lovers meet and fall in love, but because of the age-old feud between their families, they are destined for misfortune. Juliet's cousin Tybalt kills Romeo's friend Mercutio. Romeo kills Tybalt and becomes a criminal. The friar tries to help the couple by having Juliet fake her death, but Romeo thinks she is truly dead and kills himself, which leads to Juliet's suicide as well. And the next is example drama of comedy is Red Race, inspired by the classical comedy. It is made toward 1963. Red Race follows the story of 6 groups of people who are each assigned the task of racing from a Las Vegas casino to Silver City, New Mexico, where storage lockers with bags contain $2 million. The first person to arrive at the locker wins and gets to keep all the money. Full of laughable scenes, in this film, Rowan Atkinson plays Enrico Pollini, a narcoleptic Italian tourist with a simple mind. And we move to the example of drama Elizabethan era. William Shakespeare's next best work is Othello. Othello tells the story of a Moor who serves as a general in Italy. Othello has a wife named Desdemona. Then there was another soldier who was jealous of Othello and then made him lie that Desdemona has been having an affair with a lieutenant named Cassio. And we move to the famous of writing drama of tragic, William Shakespeare's baptized in 26 April 1564 until 23 April 1616, is a poet, playwright, and actor English, widely regarded as the greatest English playwright and dramatist famous in the world. He is often referred to as England's national poet and is nicknamed the poet of Evian. His extant works, including collaborative works, consist of about 30 plays, 154 sonnets, 2 narrative poems, and a number of other verses, some of which are of disputed authorship. His plays have been translated into every living language and performed on stage more often than any other playwright. And the second famous writing is drama is Sophocles. Sophocles was an ancient Greek writer who wrote 123 plays. Only 7 of his plays survive intact. Sophocles was the author of the second greatest tragedy of the 3 people in that category in ancient Greece. The drama that can still be saved are Theban plays, Antigone, Oedipus the King, Oedipus at Colonus, Ajax, and the Trachny, and then Electrica, and the last is Cleocas. And we move to famous writing drama comedy. Sir Rowan Sebastian Atkinson, born 50 January 1955, is an English comedian, actor, and writer best known for the television series Blackadder and Mr. Beans. According to The Observer, he is one of the 50 funniest people in the UK. He was born in Consett, County Durham in 1955. He also starred in 23 films, Mr. Bean. And then Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips, born December 20, 1970, is an American director, screenwriter, producer, and actor. Phillips is best known for writing and directing Road Trip, Old School, and the Hangover film series, and Do That. He also produced the comedy film Project X to 2012. Reported in his collection, he has written a film as many as 11 films. Now we move to William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, 19th, was a romantic writer, sponsors Shakespeare's use of tragic comedy. In the belief that his plays closely mirrored nature, and they use him as a model for their works. His works are The Merchant of Venice, 1596 until 1597. The writer's tale in 1610 until 1611, and The Tempest, 1611 until 1612. And now we move to tragic. Character of tragic. The first is there is a mimetic situation. Second, there is a serious situation. Third, stories in long narratives and contain rhythm and harmony. And the next is the performed rather than narrated. And the last is usually evokes a feeling of pity and fear in situation. A story of tragic. Greek tragedy was a popular and influential form of drama performed in theaters across ancient Greece from late 6th century BCE. The most famous playwrights of the genre were Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides, and many of their works were still performed in countries after their initial premiere. And now we move to origin tragic. Tragedy begins in ancient Greece, of course, and the first Greek tragedies were staged as part of a huge festival known as the city Dionysia. Idea was that the sacrificial god would rid the city-state of its sins. Since this is even encoded within the word tragedy itself, which probably comes from the Greek for God song. And now we move to comedy. Character of comedy underscores human stupidity, such as sometimes so sad, funny, and the story contains an illogical meaning or story, and also contain an inappropriate surprise. A story of comedy. In ancient Greece, comedy seems to have originated in song or recitation apropos of fertility, festivals, stereotypes. In the poetic, Aristotle talks that comedy is a good thing. It brings forth happiness, which for Aristotle is the ideal state, that final goal in any activity, gatherings, or also in making fun at other people. And then we move to origin of comedy. Comedy or joke, in Greek, komodia, is a humorous work that generally aims to entertain, cause laughter, especially on television, movies, and jokes. In theater arts, especially Western theater, comedy is also one of the theater genres that originated in ancient Greece. A satire or political satire that uses a comedy type or irony to describe a person or an institution. Parody uses a style of irony to provide criticism from within. And now we move to tragic comedy. Characteristic of tragic comedy in Greece, comedy was provided by a chorus, but in most modern pieces, the humor can be present in other characters who can respond to the archetype of the clown or even the hero's own journey created by the protagonist. There are human contradictions, so there are usually pretty realistic pieces where characters and situations show light and shadows, feelings and joy and sadness, enthusiasm and pain. And now we move to history. Tragic comedy. Tragic comedy, dramatic work incorporating both tragic and comic element. When coined by the Roman dramatist Plautus in the 2nd century BC, the word denoted a play in which gods and men, masters and servants reserved the roles traditionally assigned to them, gods and heroes acting in comic burlesque and soft adopting tragic dignity. This starting innovation may be seen in Plautus's Amphitryon. Now we move to the last part is origin tragic comedy. Greek origin tragedies are first heard of a stage plays in the Dionysiac celebration in Athens at the turn of the 5th century BCE, and comedies appear as a constraining type of play a century later. Tragedies aim at arousing and then purging emotions such as pity and fear. And thank you for watching my video, and forgive me if I have a mistake in my pronunciation. And I'm Sonia. Thank you.